Hi there, everybody. Today is Friday, the 19th of June, 2020. Today's episode 96, Decisions. So as you can see, I'm in an alternate, undisclosed location. It's toasty. I'm sweaty, but I'm hydrating. It's so important. Please, please, please make sure you're drinking enough water, okay? So please don't think me rude. I don't want to be squinting the whole time, so I'm going to wear my shades. So the three things I want to talk about today are different decisions or reaffirmation of decisions that have happened this week in our country and or in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. A lot of stuff, important things going on, and since one of the primary goals of the mug is to be a record of what's going on during this time, it's essential that we talk about it. For any of these issues, because they could be considered hot button issues, in the description I've put some links from, I did my best to find differing viewpoints, so that way you can come up with your own view of the particular issue. I would love to have a conversation, to talk about these things, to have some civil discourse. However, rude commentary coming from a place of negativity and hate, I love you as a human being, but that is not going to be teacher voice right now. Disrespectful discourse is not going to be tolerated. If you'd like some help, we can work together in figuring out ways to share your viewpoints without being completely nasty to other people. We have to be able to talk about these things. It's important. A lot of people shy away from the tough stuff because they don't want to talk about it. It's so important that we do, but if it turns into a match just going back and forth, and I know what I believe, therefore you are wrong because you don't believe what I believe, that's the part that I think as a teacher, as an American, as a human being, that I want to try to help people through. Because we can absolutely have different viewpoints on issues. Absolutely. Differing viewpoints can be good, but we need to be able to have these conversations. Okay, end of teacher rant. Sorry. All right, so first thing, coming out from Washington Supreme Court this past Monday, a decision 6-3, friendly reminder that there are 9 justices in the United States Supreme Court. They are appointed by a president, conferred by the Senate, and their term is for life, or until they step down, or until they're found to not be able to fulfill the role of justice. Okay, so a decision 6-3, which is essentially a clarifying point on Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So what came out of this as a result is an employer who fires an individual merely for being gay or transgender defies the law. So the portion is that employers cannot discriminate based on one's sex. Now, the Equal Rights Amendment, full equality for male and females, that's a separate thing and a separate issue that's not completely fulfilled within the Civil Rights Act. So if someone is employed by any employer now in our country and they are fired because they are gay or because they are transgender, that is discrimination. An individual who is gay or an individual who's transgender who is relieved of their position through appropriate legal means, they're not doing their job, they steal from the company, whatever, that's not discriminatory. But terminating someone just because of their sexual orientation or because of their gender status, you cannot do that. Just a quick clarification point, one's sex is biological, one's gender is how one self-identifies. Another thing, yesterday, also out of the United States Supreme Court, has to do with DACA, D-A-C-A, the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So here's a little bit of context. Enacted during the Obama administration, DACA is essentially protecting dreamers. Dreamers are individuals who were brought to this country by their parents or family members illegally, but grew up here in the United States. About 650,000 dreamers. So instead of deporting these children who were brought here not by their choice, and also have contributed in many ways to American society if they graduate high school, or they serve and are honorably discharged from the military. They fill out the appropriate paperwork. They can have a permit to stay here in this country, and support for them to go through the citizenship process if they want to. So the Trump administration trying to move forward with the repeal of DACA, and the Supreme Court decision essentially said there wasn't enough information provided by the government, meaning the Trump administration, to rescind DACA. So again, I've put a few different sources. I tried to get differing viewpoints so that way you can begin to become educated if you choose to on this issue, and formulate your own opinions. The third one today, Friday, is the holiday of Juneteenth. So maybe you've seen that on the social media. So it stems from the end of the Civil War, 1865, on this day in Texas. I'm blanking on the name. I'm such a terrible person. I'm sorry. Bad history teacher moment. Oh man. General, it's going to come to me. If not, I'll put it in the description for you. Goes to Texas. So Texas being one of the furthest western state, slave state, even though the Emancipation Proclamation was written in 1862, enacted 1863, there wasn't enough of a Union presence to actually make the freedom of slaves happen. So this is considered a day of liberty, a day of freedom for many. 47 states on their own, it's not a federal holiday, but 47 states acknowledge Juneteenth. Texas, Virginia, New York, and Pennsylvania, those 4 out of the 47 are the only ones that, for state employees, by order of the governor, state employees have a paid day off. And my papers are blowing. Hold on. Sorry. So it was signed last year by Governor Wolf, and this year paid holiday off for Pennsylvania state employees. So decisions. Decisions on the part of elected officials, decisions on the point of Supreme Court justices. These issues are heavy. They are complex. They get to kind of the root and the fundamentals of us as human beings in our society. So I forgot. Hold on. Where is he? Hold on. He's in packaging right now. Daily Dose of Hanks. I didn't forget him. He's here with me. Daily Dose of Hanks. So this has to do with the first decision that I was talking about with the Civil Rights Act, and talking about increased, protections for individuals who are gay or transgender. I mentioned the film yesterday. As you know, in 1993, Tom Hanks starred in the film Philadelphia, where he played an attorney who was gay and was fired. He was also HIV positive and contracted AIDS, essentially sued for wrongful termination, that it was discriminatory. That issue is exactly what is now being protected because of the Supreme Court decision of Monday. And also back, I believe 2015, I can't read my own writing. It's a hot mess. Oy, oy, oy. Tom Hanks received what was called the Trailblazer Award for being an ally. So if there's the term, if you are supportive of equality for everyone regardless of their sexual orientation, do a little bit of reading. You could be, consider yourself an ally, because it's very important to support others. I'm doing my best not to be overly political. I am a firm believer in fundamental human rights. And for me, discriminating against someone because of, we could go through the whole long laundry list of things, I think that is inherently unfair. So even though I've chosen to be as apolitical as possible, again, I'm going to put a couple different viewpoints in the description. Take a look at those. I feel that that is a statement I can stand behind, that I believe in fundamental human rights, period. So, all right, well, I hope you're looking for the weekend, looking forward to the weekend. I got a nice breeze going. I can do kind of like the natural herbal essences. Was that the shampoo commercial from the 90s? Anyway, so until tomorrow, these words mean a lot more today to me as I think about the decisions that have happened in this past week. But behave, be good, be kind, wash your hands, recycle, drink your water, or water if you're closer to the Philadelphia area. Water. I'm going to hydrate here. All right, my friends. So, excuse me, water down the wrong pipe. So until tomorrow.